I want this video to remain very short, so I'm going to be very brief here. I want to talk about a phenomenon that I call psychic catfishing. I know that term does not exist in the English language. I just made it up to codify a phenomenon that's going on. You have the phenomenon that they call catfish. That is, if you are online, you meet someone, let's say you were on a dating app and you met someone, you began to talk to one another, and then you wanted to meet an individual, but the individual never showed up. And later you find out that that individual is fake, because the picture they were using on their profile is not who they are. It's just a picture they stole from someone else. They made up a name, they made up a whole history, and they used this persona to basically to communicate with you, to draw attention from you. And you feel completely, you feel completely, let me say, drained, because you've been lied to, you've been fooled. And there are people out there who even send money, or maybe not money, but send letters, because, well, they think it's a real friendship, or maybe the pen pal is in financial need, so they help, and later found out it was all a lie. Or, I mean, this can happen on Facebook. It doesn't have to be a dating app. It can happen almost on any social media platform. Okay? I want to talk about psychic catfish, because this catfish phenomenon that happens on social media is a recent thing, because social media is recent also in human history. But this concept of using the persona of someone else that the target is familiar with to capture the target, this is not something new. This comes from the paranormal. This is a trick familiar spirits are using on people. And again, I want to keep this short, so I'm not going to expand too much on it. First of all, I do not like giving attention to evil spirits, so I need to address those beings in my videos because they are involved in the spirit realm, but I want to keep it as short as possible. You know that of me. Okay, but this is a trick familiar spirits often use. Familiar spirits, they have information about you. Where you grew up, how you grew up, who were around you. They have a whole database in the paranormal realm. I mean, that's a demonic realm. They have a whole database with information about you. So familiar spirits can access those archives if other demon spirits permit them. And what do familiar spirits do? They build a profile of a persona that is in line with your way of thinking. Because remember, they know how you grew up. Some of them witnessed you growing up, because they were haunting your relatives, you were haunting your family for generations long. So they know how you think, they know how the human brain operates, so they know what type of persona may appeal onto you. So the familiar spirits, they build up this persona, and then with the assistance of other unclean spirits, they will look for people through whom they can operate this persona to capture you. For example, let's say, okay, a short illustration, your name is Lisa, and you, Lisa, you're 20 years old, you are from a loving parental household, you had only one traumatic experience through your childhood, that was when your grandma died, but you had a very easy life. But you're not aware of that. Because of this, you have a way of thinking that's not that realistic. It's good that you had a warm and loving upbringing, but you were not really prepared to face the ugliness of the world around you. Not because you have to focus on ugliness, but it's there and you will encounter it. You grew up in a trusting environment, so you are either completely suspicious of something you're not familiar with, so you, you are terrified of the unknown, and once you feel comfortable, you completely give yourself over. So that's you, okay? So demons know this. So demons know what is familiar unto you. So demons now, they take a hold of a guy called Patrick, and this Patrick is from a very messed up environment. Mother wanted to kill him when he was a little. The father, well, was addicted to pornography. So this guy he has a realistic attitude, but he still has a lot of holes in his energy field. So the demons grab a hold of this Patrick, and they push this Patrick towards the mall. Suddenly Patrick wants to go to the mall. He doesn't know why, but he knows nothing about the spiritual realm. He just feels an urge to go to the mall, so he goes to the mall. He has no idea that demons are pushing him to go there. And at the mall, you're there with some friends. And when the demons at Patrick see the demons that are around you, they greet one another, and the demons around you are, they fish for the energy, the life source of Patrick. I don't have any visuals to visualize for you now, but they kind of grab energy from Patrick. So Patrick feels as if something is leaving his body, and he thinks, what is this? So it happens a few times, and then he sees you, because the demons are around you, so the leaking out of the energy happens in your direction. So then he sees you, and his brain sees that you are wearing a short skirt, you have makeup on, so the brain becomes sexualized. Now, Patrick will confuse his sexualization and with the shock he felt. He knows nothing about the spiritual yet. He is not aware that it's demons doing it. So he thinks that the shock comes from you. So he falls in love. And that's how things will go on. And because the demons around you cause you to feel comfortable, you open yourself up. And now Patrick who really wants to stay around you, will please you to keep you around. Well, you can expect that. A lot of guys do that. But here's the thing. The demons knew what you would be comfortable around. So now the demons are causing you to open yourself up, and they know that Patrick is willing to please you, so Patrick is now mirroring your expectations. But you only see Patrick, you don't see the demons. And this Patrick, of course, he does not want to scare you away, so he hides the negativity of his relatives, as most people would do. So you are in this relationship with Patrick, and after a while you suddenly wake up and realize, what is this? You even think, who is this guy I woke up next to? You realize for the past 9 months, well, maybe not, or past 10, 11 months, you've been hanging around this guy. You shared all your information with him. He knows your password of Facebook, the code of your bank account. And you're thinking, could this happen? This is what happened. You were catfished, as they would say today. But it was a catfish from the paranormal, not a catfish from someone behind a computer screen that made a false profile to trick people. You were tricked by familiar spirits. Familiar spirits looked for a vessel to work through in order to keep you in the negative. Because look at this, now that the charm has worked out, you have woken up from it, now you don't know what's happened, so now you have to deal with the fact you've been around this guy. Now you have to change your Facebook password, now you change your phone number, so now you're completely in the stress to get rid of this guy because you feel uncomfortable around the guy. And now then people are going to ask, why did you break up with him? Now you can't explain it. So what's going on? You're now in the negative. So if you start another relationship later on, you still carry baggage of the previous. But that previous relationship, it was a catfish operation by familiar spirits. But because you had no understanding of the spiritual realm, and nobody taught you that, you couldn't notice the red flags. This doesn't only happen in romantic relationships, in sexual relationships. It happens in business, it happens in politics, it happens in all walks of life. That you're catfished by the paranormal. Well, as I mentioned before, I want to keep this video short. Just be alert when you notice that there are people, and not people that you've spoken to, but just people you encounter, and it seems as if they reflect all your expectations. Now you can encounter someone that has a similar way of thinking as you do. It happens, it can happen, so there's nothing wrong with that in itself. But when you encounter someone and they tend to, reflect all your expectations, begin to question what's going on. Not because you are suspicious, not because you are fearful, not because you are seeing the bad in everything. No, you are alert. You are aware of the spirit world, and you are aware that familiar spirits are around, and that familiar spirits need to feed off of negative energy from people. So familiar spirits will do whatever they can, and they can do a lot because most people are in the negative anyway, so they will use people to trap you in the negative. And often you will notice that people are acting weird towards you, or that someone has a weird influence upon you, and you will think it's the other individual. Okay, the other individual is involved. You acknowledge that, but look at who is behind the individual. Well, as I mentioned before, I want to keep this short, and to be frank, I'm not going to give a whole personal testimony, all of that, because that's not necessary. But what I've just spoken about, I've witnessed that on multiple occasions, that I encounter people and it seems that they fulfill all my needs. Not all needs, but you get what I'm saying here. They talk the right way, they say the right things, they shut up when they need to shut up. So you meet those comfortable people that make you click. And you think this click, it's a blessing. Look beyond. I'm not saying you can't meet people and it clicks and it's a positive thing. That happens, okay? Good stuff happens, okay? I'm not pessimistic, I'm not cynical. Neither are you, neither should you be, but just be alert. Because doesn't scripture say to us in the New Testament that Satan masquerades as an angel of light? And that his ministers masquerade as ministers of righteousness? Those ministers are evil spirits. They will masquerade as angels of light. They will masquerade as ministers of righteousness. And they will use people to appear at the right time in your life. And you think that you are blessed because those people come around and now things are working out for you. Don't get me wrong. When the Holy Spirit uses people to minister unto you, those people will appear at the right time. But most of the time, when the Holy Spirit is using people, you're not aware it's the Holy Spirit doing it. Because the Most High will not work in a way you expect. And here's how you recognize it. When demons are using people to minister unto you, they will operate according to your expectations, which are expectations you've never evaluated. When Christ operates through other people to minister unto you, he operates based on his expectation. And his expectation is that you rely upon him. That's the difference. But a lot of people, because they're so trapped in their own expectations they're not even aware they have, because they never evaluated their own way of thinking, they never evaluated their own operation, and they have no intention to, then you are, listen, if you never evaluate your own expectations, and you're not honestly, evaluate them to see whether they add up or not, because you just will whatever you will. If you have such an attitude, then you are an easy prey for familiar spirits, because you never evaluate anything. Well, this video is not to condemn people, I just want to inform you all. That's why I tell you to agree with Christ, because his expectation is for you to rely upon him. So all that he will do through other people with his Holy Spirit is to bring you onto dependence upon him, so that you will operate in his word, in agreement with him. Demons will work to make you independent, to make you self-willed, to keep you in darkness, to keep you in the negative. But they will do it in such a way that you are relieved when it happens. So because you are relieved and things are going easy, you think you're all right. You've been trapped. So I'm going to close with this. Evil spirits do mirror people's expectations. That's why make sure that your expectations are in line with Christ. That being said, be at peace.